Today we're diving into the new 2021 BMW M440i with xDrive. Is this the best two-door sport coupe you can buy? We consider all the details and take it for a test drive on this episode of Driving Sports TV. If you like the BMW 3 Series, but you want something a little more sporty, the M440i is probably the two-door variant you've been waiting for. Whether you pronounce it coupe or coupé, you have to admit the fancy headlights, working ducts, and prominent grille add up to a bold statement for the class. The model we're testing today is equipped with a number of extra packages, including driver assistance, executive, performance tires, and more, for a price of $70,470 including destination. Under the hood of our test vehicle is a 3-liter inline-6 that's both turbocharged and enhanced with mild hybrid tech to make it both responsive and powerful. It produces up to 382 peak horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. Top speed is governed to 155 miles per hour. The transmission is an 8-speed Steptronic automatic connected to the optional xDrive all-wheel drive system. Our tester came with the optional high-performance tire package, which included these gorgeous 19-inch alloy wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. EPA rates economy at 22 miles to the gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. In the back is a small space for golf clubs or overnight bags. The exact dimensions are uncertain because BMW doesn't provide that data for some reason. A fold-down pass-through allows for larger, very narrow objects, think skis or possibly a javelin. So it's not really designed for adults to go in the second row, but let's give it a try. Oh. Okay, the back row is really deep, which gives me a little bit of headroom, but it is snug. I also get 2 USB-C and climate control back here, surprisingly enough. Put the seat back in position. It powers back. So this is the driving position I would be in. And, you know, this is okay for short distances. Kids will probably be okay back here. Okay, enough of that. Let's move up to the front and check out the main driver's area. Okay, sitting here, I am just greeted with a dream cockpit. I have a big digital display for my gauges and a second digital display for multimedia and entertainment. And then down here I have iDrive that controls it all. Everything is very driver-centric here, and the wheel is leather wrapped. It has buttons that are conveniently placed. This one does come with a package that'll give you adaptive cruise control that is also functional for high traffic situations, so that's cool. We'll try that out in a bit. And you get paddle shifters, which are good size. It's a little plasticky on the back, but they look metallic, and that's pretty good. Now this gauge cluster I am pretty fond of. It has a lot of stuff packed into a very useful space. It also gives you all the information you need. It uses colors and font really well. And of course you have that map in the middle. Now yes, it's true, I have complained about some of these digital gauge systems that aren't completely configurable, but this one gives you enough to be able to be worthy of being a digital display. Specifically that map in the middle helps a lot. It does change if I switch between Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro, and whatnot. Doesn't just change color, it also changes the information. Like my right becomes battery status, for example, because yeah, this actually has a hybrid system built in. They don't really trumpet it much, but if you get the inline-6, it does have a hybrid powertrain, and you can see that functioning here if you go into eco mode, where it gives you the battery level on the right there. Here we can control the media, which in media you can pick between Sirius satellite radio as well as terrestrial. You can use it with touchscreen, or you can use the dial if you prefer. This does support both wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. The main screen gives you quadrants, so you can quickly look at information. On the left is a big map, and then we have your music and communications right below that with the calendar date. And then we have navigation. Let's go ahead and go to, voice.
Please speak after the tone.
Victor's Celtic Coffee.
Okay. I've selected Victor's Celtic Coffee.
Yeah, first try. Nice. Way to go, BMW. Spend the money, get a system that actually works with natural speech. And then there is also car. This is the section that you will probably use the most. It has everything from current vehicle status, which includes tire pressure monitor. You can see exact numbers and temperatures, which is cool. If you don't like those numbers, don't complain to me. The car comes as it comes. It says that there's a door open as one of the control messages. Let's look at required services. Oh, everything is looking good. Okay, moving on. Settings. Here it is broken down into a sub-menu where you can look at general settings, which configures iDrive and all that, the different drive modes, how those are going to be configured, how you want to set up your lighting. A lot of options there. And then there's driver assistance. Now this one is equipped with the optional driver assistance plus package, which gives you a lot more than what you would normally get, including adaptive cruise control that works in stop and go traffic, which is cool. We also get lane departure warnings, forward collision mitigation, active blind spot detection with steering intervention as an option. Let's go ahead and turn those all on for our drive. Vehicle surround view, so it'll actually show me ghost cars of what's around me. And then there's also automatic PDC, I don't know what that is. And then steering wheel feedback, which you can choose. I like the light elements, so when I'm in autopilot, it'll give me illumination on the wheel so that I know that it is doing that. Displays, this is pretty straightforward. There is a heads-up display, and you can configure what kind of information you want on it, as well as how it is laid out. And then, of course, vehicle doors. You can set up a digital key with a key card. Do you want the vehicle to lock automatically? So many options. Climate control, you can pick how much recirculation you want, and then key buttons, how you want your fob to function. So that was a lot of stuff, but there's more. Switch into reverse and we get a nice clear rear view camera, as well as a parking sonar display, as well as drive lines. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here. This really is a great place to hang out. I mean, not only are the displays good and the information deep, but you can also enjoy this space. You got leather here that's high quality. Everything falls to hand nicely. Once you get used to the iDrive and the controller stick here, it is actually a really good, pleasurable driving experience. The model we're having here does have a number of extra packages, which is how it gets bumped all the way up to 70 grand, including the Harman Kardon sound system. Visibility is pretty good, although that C-pillar does kind of block my rear three-quarter view, but that's what the blind spot warnings are for, right? The only downside for me really here is this plastic. It just seems like a Fisher-Price plastic to me. Like you would find this on a Playhouse that they owned in the 1970s. I'm just not liking that, which is too bad because the rest of this interior is gorgeous. The seats, super comfortable, very adjustable. The steering wheel, so nice. Yeah, just overall, this is great. And there's even a little bit more. If you spend $500 more, yeah, $500, you get a charging pad for your compatible device. We've covered all the basics. Now let's take it for a drive. One of the big party pieces of this car is the fact that it actually has launch control. So let's see what we can do for a 0 to 60. Now setup is pretty, well, I was about to say it's easy, but it's not. To go Sport Plus, then I have to hit once on the traction control, which puts me into Sport Plus Traction. And from here, I can press the brake all the way, put the gas all the way down, I get a little flag, and go. .01 seconds. What? The suspension is a little firmer on this ride, and that's because it comes with the special sport suspension package. It does have adaptive dampers, but they do kind of start off a bit stiffer than if you don't option for the sports pack. Man, whoa, I just love the feel of the power from the back there. Oh, it's so nice. Oh yeah, this is fun. I like this one a lot. When you're thinking of like bona fide sports cars, the M440i is not the first thing that would come to my mind. I mean, I think of course, of Camaro, Mustang, but what if you want something that's properly quick, but not so boy racer. Or you could also look at the Audi 5, the A5, S5. Those ones are also pretty quick, and they do look way more subtle than, say, a Camaro. So I'm going to try assisted driving. It sees there's a car in front of me, set the target speed for 45, and just goes up the gauge cluster there on the left with the green number, which is my target. Let's see what happens when this van pulls out from in front of me. Do I have to do anything? No, I have not done anything. I have not touched the gas pedal. I've done nothing. I'm going to turn though because I'm going off the main course here. Okay, now that I'm going straight, I'm going to set my target speed. See, it's 45 here, so let's set it for 50 and we'll see how this does. So my display up here has turned green. It shows that everything is good, and I take my hands off. Oh, I can see the ghost vehicle on the left there in the display. That's pretty cool. Oh, it is telling me to put my hands back on the wheel. It really wants to remind you that this is an assist system. It is not a level 3 autonomous system. Those vehicles don't really exist in the US yet. Yes, not even in a Tesla, because they do require driver engagement all the time. Yeah, and this is tracking really nicely. I'm not bouncing at all. I'm dead center. Okay, this is actually really pleasant. I like it. Now, if you're one of those commenters who is going to say, what's the point of a system like this? I can drive my own car. Yes, you can. But if you're driving state to state, it's all those little micro adjustments that really kind of tire you out on a long trip, and this avoids that because it's doing all those micro adjustments for you. You just have to keep your hands on the wheel. Let's dip off onto a windy road, which I'm kind of thinking this is going to be very well suited for this. Now, I just love this low seating position, this cocoon of a cockpit. Now, the sound does not change based on the drive modes. The overall characteristics do change quite a lot. I mean, Sport is definitely very twitchy. However, it's not louder on the outside because this does not have an adjustable tone exhaust system. But that's okay. The exhaust note on the inside of the cabin is practically perfect. And the sound inside the cabin is important because it tells you what your vehicle is doing. It's a way of it having a conversation with you. Throttle it in. Whoa, yeah. Just the amount of command I have at speed here is just astonishing. With these extra sticky Pilot Sport tires, it just grips and goes. So let's talk briefly about this all-wheel drive system. It is not designed for driving in dirt and sand. In snow it would be fine, but you need to change the tires out on this vehicle because these are high-performance summer tires. And you might as well be rolling on hockey pucks when the weather goes below 32. So before you even start thinking about whether or not this all-wheel drive system is suitable for snow, you really have to think, are my tires suitable? And if you put on proper tires, I guarantee this all-wheel drive system will get you through most of what you need. The biggest problem will be ground clearance because this does not have a lot of it. It is a sporty, low coupe, and that's just a fact of life. So if you're going into 2 feet of snow, wrong car, get something else. But if the plow has been through and it's just a little icy and snowy, if you have the right tires on this, I know you'll do fine. So for about 70 grand, you definitely could get a pretty quick Tesla. But of course, this isn't about what the Tesla's about. This is not an electric car, although electric cars are very fast. This is a nice, well-rounded gas vehicle that'll get you anywhere, anytime, drop of a hat. You want to drive to Aspen? Fine, get in the car, drive to Aspen. So who would consider this vehicle for 70 grand? My guess is that you're not going to cross-shop it with a Tesla, for example, although you could get a pretty quick Tesla Model S for about the same price. Now, I think this is probably competing just against maybe some of the Cadillacs, probably the Audi in the same class, like, the A5, S5, depending on how fast you want your vehicle. And I think as far as that showing is concerned, the thing I like about this vehicle isn't just that it's quick, because it is. It's not just that it has leather seating surfaces and really cool displays. It is so uniquely BMW. And I like that. This vehicle has character. It has character and class, and it goes like a bat out of hell when you want it to. And it's not an M. Like, you don't need an M to have a fast BMW today. The M440i with xDrive is probably enough for most buyers. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share our videos, tell your friends. We make these for you, and we hope you enjoy them. We'll see you again right here in a few days.